So we're going to talk about tires. I think there's a theme in the last video. I was changing out tracks for the robot. And now we're going to talk about go-kart tires. What do they mean? And what do I mean by what do they mean? Let's look at a brand new tire. A brand new tire looks like this. Pretty much just like the old tire. A little cleaner, of course. But the thing that you'll notice the most are these wear holes or wear divots. Now, most of the time when you inflate a tire, it just kind of seems like it's crowning here. But when it's got a lot of forces, it kind of flattens out. And these do wear, depending on where they are on the kart, in different ways. I'll show you an example. This is one with uneven wear. You can see this divot is pretty small, and that one's much larger. So the inside of, this side of the tire just had way more wear and tear than the outside, and that can happen mostly in the wheels up front when you're trying to steer, because a lot of times what will happen, and this right tire is a great example, when you're straight, obviously the entire wheel should be contacting the surface, but when you're turning, the way that the steering is, really this part of the tire is the only part that's contacting the ground. That's the part that's digging in and dragging your front forward. So when you turn right, as I was showing before, this is the outside tire, and it doesn't really change much. As you can see, it does move a little, but there's not, there's still going to be a little bit of wear on one side versus the other. Not as much as the inside tire, so I'll turn left. So this would be the inside tire, then you've got a lot more going on. All right. But mainly what I'm doing today, since I got these new tires, I have a few sets of old tires. I'm trying to figure out what I want to put on this whole go-kart. Did snag a few bolts and things, and I want to clean up what this brake safety thing looks like. And I'm doing a much better job of bleeding the air out of brakes, so I want to make sure that that's set up. There's also this caliper, which I won't get into too much detail, but this one allows you to adjust the pads in and out, which is very helpful. And my new one does not. The new one is actually pretty well built, but I think that it was just not meant to do that. At least not with those pins on the side. I was able to find out there are shims that you put in the back, but there's a retaining pin that seems to be missing that would hold that all together. So everything stopped fine, but I need to figure this out, and I need to probably put the shim back in the other one, or figure out how to get that working. Oh no, I ran out of time. Bye.